Alright, what's up, people? Rhyming. I just did an all-night photo shoot at the beach. Coming back, gotta get ready for work. But I saw that we hit the 169 likes on the video, which is good because, man, you know, gotta shoot it. Alright, so let me give you a story. A next file. This next file takes place about 7 years ago. Let me put a little disclaimer, or let me repeat it. This takes place 7 years ago. That means if you want to give me advice for something that happened 7 years ago, it happened 7 years ago. All right, now let's move along. All right, so 7 years ago, I was in Ikebukuro. I just had my first, I guess, album release party. Yeah, everybody was there. We're in Ikebukuro. There were some overseas performers, and the night was nice. I ended up selling like 7 CDs, which that's not big money. It's not even double wood, but it's 7 CDs that I just pressed up, that I just released. So I was feeling good. And a few years after this story takes place, or hold on. A few years after this story takes place, I showed my father that footage, and it was funny because at that, for whatever reason, I put the video up and I put a little talking head over the video. And then when I was showing my pops the video, he's like, why is that woman talking over my son singing? I want to hear my son sing. And he's just going on and on. I was like, man, why did I do it? I was trying to make it, you know, like a voiceover and all that shit. But anyway, back to this event. So I had the event. I sold out. I had 10 CDs, almost sold out. And then one of the women who was there, she's like, you want to go to Roppongi? I got some guest pass for this DJ event that's happening. I'm like, sure, why not? So we hop in the cab and we go. Yeah, I gotta get my Suica out. But I'm gonna keep the Suica out because I'm gonna buy a soda. You could do a lot of shit with a Suica. I'm saying it wrong, but it's called a watermelon because that's what it is, right? So you just come over here, you pick what you want. Come on, you embarrassing me. Come on, you gotta be like that? Trying to tell a story, get a soda on and all that shit. I got my key in there, so I think that's blocking the magnetic signal, what have you. Alright, now we got a soda. Back to the story. So we get in the cab, and this woman I'm with, who would be the first person I ever unsubscribed to on social media, because all she ever did was bitch about how people take advantage of her. Now, I know people like to give advice to me, but you don't know me. But I'm in the car with this woman that I have known. I have brushed against her. I asked her for advice. She gave advice, so I would consider her a friend. So I said to her, why don't you stop? Like, you know the joke, doctor, my arm hurts when I push it. And the doctor says, well, don't push it then. So it was one of those things. She's like, this guy's always do this to me. And I'm like, well, then don't talk to those guys. And he's like, but anyways, this was on social media every day. I was on Facebook and Twitter. So I was just like, you know what? I can't deal with this. You ain't taking my advice. Actually, this is advice for you. So she wasn't taking my advice, and she keeps complaining about the same shit every day. So I just unsubscribed her, and I have never looked back. Anyway, this is a next file, so let me move on. Next. Maybe that's a mini next. All right. So then we go to the club, and it's pretty packed because there's some famous DJ I never heard of doing music that I don't care for. Oh, I'm just being real, right? So then I'm standing there, maybe an hour and a half have passed, and I look over and I see this girl with beautiful big brown eyes and little puffy chipmunk teeth. Not teeth, but cheeks. Like, he said, that's not attractive. Well, it was attractive to me, okay? So I look over, I smile, hey. She smiles, hey. Then 20 minutes pass and I say hello. And then 20 minutes pass and I say Namaiwa. I'm just taking my time, right? So she didn't speak English, and I wasn't studying for any tests, so my Japanese wasn't so focused. So we're just baby talking for an hour or so. Age, where are you from, what do you do? So then she's like, I'm gonna get a drink. So then, like, in general, I don't buy anybody drinks at the bar. And if I do, it's kind of a joke or because T-Pain's song on and I was like, let me buy you a drink. But I don't do that because I don't drink. And drinks are expensive. Plus, I don't want anybody I'm with being drunk because I need them to be in their most clearest mind, because I'm a crazy type person and I want them to know what they're getting into. Anyway, so she walks off and maybe 20 minutes pass, 30 minutes pass. Now I'm kind of feeling sad, like maybe I should have bought her a drink. Maybe I should look for her. Maybe someone has taken my brown-eyed, chipmunk cheeked girl. But then, you know, my philosophy, easy come, easy go. I'm not chasing. I don't be chasing people. So I'm just sitting there, and then someone pokes me on the side. Poke. And I look over, and there she is again with her drink in her hand. And I'm like, yay. Now, talking about poke, Facebook had a poke feature. I don't know if it's still there. But sometimes guys poke me. And I don't know why that is, because girls can poke me all they want. I'm like, right. So girls poke me. But guys poke me. I don't know why you're poking me. Hit me up on whatever. Don't be poking me. But anyway, so she pokes me. And we got to switch arms. We got to hold his bag. Because as I said, I went to the beach and that's not important. All right. So she pokes me. And then we're like chilling there for a while. And now it's getting like 5 o'clock. So first train's coming up. And she's like, you know, it's time to go home. So then I look at her and I say, hey, you should come home with me. And she was like, oh, right there. All right, so she was like, see, I'm all in front of someone's house, man. They're going like, he's here again. He's. Let me move over here because I don't want people being all up in my story. All right, so then she was like, well, she didn't say no. She didn't say yes. So I asked again, do you want to come home with me? You want to come to my house? And she was like, come on, post right here. So she was like heavy ass book bag and shit. Oh, she wasn't like that. Yeah, she was like a heavy ass book bag and shit. All right, so she was like she didn't say no, she didn't say yes. So then I asked again, and then she's just smiling. And then she's like, I gotta go to Bali tomorrow, like at 6 o'clock. Gotta be on the train or some shit. Meeting up with my friends, gonna be there for like 2 weeks or 10 days. So I'm like, you could come and then you could leave. So I drop it because, you know, whatever. So we walk to the station, same direction, and we get to my station, and her station is a couple feet down there. So I look at her again, right in her eye. I didn't look like that. But I was just like, I want you to come home with me. Because you're beautiful. And she said, okay. And then we were holding hands as we walked to my house. or walked on a train and then walked to my house. And I was thinking, wow, pat on the back. But anyway, we get to my station from Ikebukuro to my house. It was like 15 minutes. And we're walking and talking. We get to my little apartment. And alright, now the content of this video is not meant for young viewers. However, I can't stop people from watching what I'm watching. So we need to use some terminology to describe things in a way that further down the line the videos will confuse the hell out of very young people, and everyone else who gets it gets it. Alright, so here we go. So we came to my house. First, we had some light chatting. We chatted about this and we chatted about that. After the light chatting, we had a deep conversation. It was one of the best deep conversations I ever had. Then we went to sleep. Then we woke up. A bug tried to get all up in the space. Right, so then we woke up and she was about to leave, and then we had another deep conversation, and then she left. She said, I'm gonna email you when I arrive and blah 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 blah. But I kind of felt, man, you know, I'm never gonna see from you again, because that's just how it is. But you know, we had a great deep conversation, so I guess it all worked out. So anyway, she leaves. I mean, I walk her back to the station, then she leaves, and then days go by. Days, I mean, it's only 2 weeks that she's supposed to leave. So days go by, a week goes by. I get one email saying, hey, how are you? I miss you. Some more days go by. Now it's about the time she's supposed to have landed. Another day goes by, and then she's like, hey, I'm back. And I'm all like, yay. She's like, when do you want to meet? I got you something. Like, yay. Because, you know, in Japan, you got to do the omiyage thing. And just a little. So Americans, we don't do omiyage things. Omiyage is giving gifts to random people. Loosely connected people, your co-workers, all your friends. Usually it's some little candy that in Japan they make boxes of like 30 and you give a little piece of candy. So when I went home the first time to Japan, I brought a kind of omiyage. I brought porn for the guys, shot glasses for the alcoholics, and fans for, but actually I'm going home in like 5 days. I didn't really say anything about it because it doesn't really matter. It is what it is. I go home every other year. So I'm thinking if I should bring anything. But anyway, back to the story. I gotta be careful because when I did that 40-minute video, I could not upload it. I had to compress it down to like 540 and then upload it through my desktop by out. So I'm gonna try to keep this under 20 minutes. We got 7 minutes. All right, so we meet. She gives me incense and some some Bali cookies. How do I say that? And you know, it's great. She comes over from time to time. We have deep conversations. Sometimes we can't have a deep conversation because her Aunt Flo is visiting. That's old school. I don't know if you guys remember that reference. But her Aunt Flo would visit. We couldn't have a deep conversation. But in those days, we just have light chatting. However, she was a smoker. And I don't smoke. And I always said, I'm never going to date a girl that smokes. However, I guess in my life, I have dated 2 girls that smoke. Because it is what it is. So we went to restaurants and what have you. Now, of course, everything's not a bed of roses, especially in the life of Ryman. So one day we're supposed to meet. We're going to meet in Harajuku. I'm not sure what we were going to do, but that was the place. We're meeting in front of Taka, I can't remember the name, but the street with all the people doing all the people stuff on the street. And I bought her flower. I bought her flowers that day. And I had my little flower, and I got there like 45 minutes early because I like to be on time for certain things, not everything. And I'm waiting there 45 minutes past. Now it's 1 minute, 2 minute. I go over to the McDonald's over there just to, you know, eat. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You say you waited 3 hours? Yeah, I did. And then she emails me, oh, I'm so sorry. I overslept, which means she was drunk. And I was just like, that's kind of fucked up. So I went home, threw that flower in the garbage, and I went about my business. So then we met again. She apologized. We had some deep conversations about this apology, and I accepted the apology after our deep conversations. All right, so and this was how she was. So this would happen. Finally, about a year later, I was performing in Chiba. Some bouncer saw me on some website and he invited me to perform at the club that he bounces at because he happens to be a rapper. However, when I got there, it wasn't me rapping my own shit. It was just me standing on stage with a bunch of other dudes doing some freestyle shit to a beat that I don't want to freestyle to, because it was one of those shoot 'em up kind of beats and everyone's shooting up people, and I don't shoot people when I rap. And it was such an uncomfortable situation. I always wanted to do that. Anyway, so she lives in Chiba. And we gotta rewind before we get to this, because this is the end of the story. So rewind. So in the middle of our interesting relationship, two notable points. One night we were talking on the phone, having a deep conversation, and when we finished our deep conversation on the phone, she said, "I love you." And I was like, I love you too. It was too early for saying all that, but hey, when in Rome, actually I'm not really one to when in Rome do as Romans do, especially nowadays everyone's doing Pokemon Go, and it came to Japan and I was like, I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it specifically because everyone's doing it. So when in Rome, decide if you want to be like everyone else and be yourself. But I guess in Rome, if you didn't do what they were doing, they would kill you. So if you want to live, and they're Pokemon Go and back in Roman times, you better get your... Alright, so that was one. So I said I loved her because I don't want to mess up the situation. Plus, she doesn't speak English, and I don't speak Japanese, so if that's the word she's pulling up. So that was one. Another notable point was one day she emails me and texts me and says, "Hospital, me in, ouch," basically. I'm like, what? What you doing in the hospital? And I try to pull out some, Google wasn't like Google used to be now. Back in the day, Google wasn't so Googleific. So I try to make some conversation, translate, and I send it to her, and she's like, "Can you visit me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come visit you." And I get on the train. It's like a 2-hour trip out in the Chiba, and I find her hotel, or the hospital. I hate hospitals, to be exact. And I brought her a cactus because cactuses are very low maintenance, and since she's in the hospital, it's not like she's gonna be watering the plant every 3 seconds. So then I'm in there and I'm like, "What happened?" And she's just like, she said secret. Well, she said someone pushed her in her house. I'm like, what the hell? But anyway, she's okay now. She has a broken leg. She was a dancer, so broken legs for dancers is not so cool. Her mom came, I met her. And when her mom left, we had a little light chat, but then the doctor came in, so we had to end that light chat. And then I wished her well and went home. All right, now it's my birthday about a year later. I think it's 2 years, but let's just say it's 1 year. All right, so 1 year later, oh man, we gotta go back. Actually, we're gonna do this because I'm hitting 20 minutes and there's still some more to the story. So usually I was saying we got to get 169 likes, but let's split the difference. We'll split this in half. So round that up, and I'll put the second part to this video. Because, yeah. All right, peace. Ryman.